think the presence of God is really intense here. I have never felt this way. I've never grown this much before. You can just tell within like all the staff that everybody just has such a passion for God. At first I felt really like not with it, and they just pushed me to a whole new level. Just like our prayer before encounter, like we just were on our knees before God, and it's just been awesome, like totally intense. I love midday. I think it's awesome because we get to come in there in the middle of the day and declare our faith. Like together as a whole camp, we get to come in and just declare what we believe, and just to sing worship to God, and just to have time that's quiet. Like camp's crazy. Everybody's loud, everybody's obnoxious all the time, and it's a blast. But how awesome to have a whole camp in a room when it's completely silent, and just to get to sit before God. Times where we've gone out to the altar, amazing. And just being underneath the stars and the worship has just been awesome. So kind of breaks down our hearts a little bit, and just we want to love others, and we just want to show love, and we just kind of come together with a common bond of Jesus Christ, which is awesome. Because where else can you have that bond? You can have it other places, but to be at camp and to have campers and cabin leaders and program staff and groundsmen and everybody, like during one-on-one time, it's like everybody's reading their Bible, which is so cool, and it just builds like a bond and a community.
God's presence here is so much more intense than, like, God's everywhere, but here it just seems so much more, he seems so powerful. Like if someone's sitting reading their Bible, if someone's on a prayer walk, they can do whatever they want, and they're not looked at weird or thought of funny.
Everything about it, it reawakens your heart and your soul and your longing and hunger for God.
The whole concept of midday and then the other prayer sessions during the day, like comp line and morning prayer, it just made me a little uncomfortable because it seemed like we were going to be spending way more time in the chapel area. But it's not like chapel. The difference between the rhythm here at camp and then the rhythm elsewhere is like when you're back home or in school or whatnot, you're always on the go, and you're always switching from like different stimuli, different topics or whatever you want to call it, back and forth. Whereas here at camp, it's just you kind of have one overall encompassing focus of just getting closer to God, and then you have this pacing.
I was walking one night back to my cabin, and the sky was so clear and the stars were amazing and so bright, and I just stopped for like 5 minutes and just stared up at the stars and amazed at how God was so powerful.
You wake up with God and you go to sleep with God, and then before you even have lunch, you have another meditational session. So you're always like, throughout the day, it's this consistency of just being with God.
At home, I mean, he's everywhere, but it just seems like his spirit here seems so much more with you and more present.
Like, your day doesn't feel choppy. It feels holistic at the end. You don't feel like, you've had your day divided up into sectors. It's like your day has been one whole piece of a relationship.
honestly, I've been blown away by the community here at camp. I've never experienced anything like this before, and when I came here, I didn't really even expect it. I've had friendships before, and this was like a whole new thing to me. It's just like everyone is so close, and it's just the meetings that we have, how they like prompt us to be honest with each other all the time. That's really cool, and everyone does a great job of that. The presence of God at camp has been incredible. One guy that didn't even believe in God when the week started, and by Wednesday night, he came to me and he was like, "What was I thinking?" And simply because the presence is so strong here. And you can feel it when you pull on to the property. It's like you pull on knowing that something awesome is going to happen, and God always shows up here, and it's because of of all the faith and of all the people here that love Him so much, and we want Him here so much. Meeting with God 3 times a day, that's the whole that's the whole point of it, and I think that's awesome. Kids need to get in that routine, and I think that being here for a week and doing that every day is a great thing. Using the Apostles' Creed. Just having the prayer time together, having the time to reflect on Scripture. The worship part of Encounter is just like, it's unparalleled. Like, it's incredible. The band is awesome, and God shows up in big ways during worship. God is he's just so apparent.